Hello and welcome back to Over the Line Football, the night after Manchester City secured their place in the Champions League semi-final for just the first time under Pep Guardiola and just the second time in their history. We're going to speak about the game in general, focusing on some individual players and what City could do for the rest of the tournament. So, let's not delay and go straight into the game. City 2-1 winners on the night, 4-2 aggregate, obviously wasn't plain sailing. But what I wanted to kind of pose to you, Jamie, because I just wanted to go straight into it. Like, I didn't really want to. I feel like there's no point in. Well, we can talk through the game, but I just want to kind of put something to you as a City fan. I believe now that Phil Foden should be talked about in terms of the best young players in the world amongst Kylian, Mbappe, and Erling Haaland. Is that too unreasonable?
No, I don't believe it is. Obviously, even the commentators said yesterday that Phil Foden should really be noticing as one of the top players. I mean, he's consistently playing for Man City for the past 3 years. I mean, everyone's looking at Jude Bellingham thinking, wow, he's starting the Champions League for Dortmund. But so was Phil Foden for Man City. I think, in the Premier League, definitely anyway. He was the best player on the pitch yesterday, without a shadow of a doubt. The way he was able to just... I mean, I don't know. I've never seen the right back for Dortmund and that Canoe before. I've never seen him actually play before for Dortmund because I'm not sure they're regulars. And to have them to start against Phil Foden just didn't really turn out well for them both, I won't lie. Same in the first leg as well. He scored 2 goals now in the Champions League. It's only the second, I think, only 6 Englishmen to ever score in 2 Champions League quarterfinals consecutively.
He's only the second player under the age of 21 to score in both legs of the Champions League quarterfinal. Could you name who the other one was?
He was on BT Sport yesterday, is that what you knew?
Yeah.
Peter Crouch.
No.
It was
Kylian Mbappe.
Bruni. Oh, okay. Right.
That was just knockouts.
Knockouts.
Purely quarter-final, Kylian Mbappe. How weird is that? I just think he's not just playing regularly. Like he's been playing regularly for the last couple of years. We've said that. He's now producing in these big games. Like, it doesn't get much bigger than a Champions League
final.
Quarter-final.
I mean, end of the day. Sorry, yeah. End of the day as well. He's a Man City fan. He wants to play for the badge. I'm not saying a lot of the Man City players aren't.
It was
more
authentic for City yesterday.
It
was like, for a City fan, it was like a different type of emotion. It was like, if it's a £50 million footballer, like, obviously anyone scoring yesterday was a big, but for Foden, it's for anything the club would have loved that more, because it's a sign to the academy that if you bide your time and let Pep kind of do his thing, you can like make it at City.
Obviously, I'm not a Man City fan. Obviously, he is. What was your general emotion throughout that game yesterday? Did you think when at half time, obviously, if you didn't know, Borussia Dortmund went 1-0 up after Jude Bellingham 50 minutes. We'll talk about him in the video as well because he's immense yesterday as well. What was your overall fears or thoughts on the whole game in general in the first half? Going at half time, what were you thinking at half time?
I thought that City had a very poor first 15 minutes.
Right.
It was very nervous. They couldn't keep the ball anywhere in the midfield. The defence was keeping it, but as soon as it got into midfield, they were losing it really easily.
Right.
The goal, if City were going to concede a goal, conceding the goal early on was the best thing that they could have done. And obviously the goal is not really much you can do with it. The long ball over the top, maybe Stones cuts it out, but it's hard with Erling Haaland, like with his massive arms.
Also as well, I think Haaland realised he'd rather lean on Stones than Diaz. So I think that's where he went over to Stones' side a lot also in the first half as well. So I can't remember what you're saying.
But
anyway.
You've just got to take your hat off to Bellingham for the finish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But since then, City had got the ball and progressed it a lot better and got into the final third a lot more. And obviously there was a few chances. The De Bruyne hit the bar, Bernardo headed it just wide, Mahrez went Bellingham off the line. When Bellingham cleared off the line, I went, he's just a Rubel glass, and he's going to be today. So yeah, at our time I was just thinking, come on, just show a bit of bottle. Like, it's one of them nights, but we're creating chances. So it's not like we've not been creating, we're creating chances. So just be patient, and if it doesn't come in the first 5 minutes in the second half, it doesn't come. Just be patient and you will create openings, but it's just about taking the chances. Look, Dortmund had 1 chance in the entire game and took it. City had multiple and took 2 of them. And the difference in the Champions League is that if you don't take your chances, a lot of the time you don't go through. So I would say I was nervous because just a general nerves, but I was confident in the side, the way they'd finish that half, that they'd go on and at least score a goal, because obviously one goal for City changed it loads.
So we're going to talk about that goal. Obviously, the main incident of the game was the penalty being given. As obviously not a Man City fan, obviously everyone, the Dortmund fans were saying, or everyone fans in general saying, oh, the rule is if it hits your head first, it's not handball. It's fair enough. But at the end of the day, if you're going to act like an airplane and try and block the ball from an airplane,
a taxi, won't you?
Pretty much, it's not.
But not just that. I've seen another thing where they said if it wasn't going to hit his head and it was going to hit his hand, I've probably explained that horribly, but it was going to hit his hand anyway. Is the rule? You know what I mean?
Right.
So if that has changed the direction of the ball massively, then
But it did, because basically cleared it with his hand and went the other way with his arm, didn't it?
no, I'm talking with the head.
Oh, sorry, right.
So say if he's gone up for the header and he's flicked it, but his arm's down here. You know what I mean? But his arm's out here.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Yeah.
and the way he headed down, it was going to hit his arm anyway. I just don't understand. It was just such an unnatural position.
I know.
Like if he had it down by his side and he'd headed it onto his arm, I get it. I was expecting it to be overturned, but
Because a lot, like I said, the commentators, even Peter Walton was saying, obviously,
when Peter Walton says it, I knew we'd have the penalty.
the rule is, well, like they say, if it hits your head first, then it's not a penalty. But obviously, I guess if that happened to Man City, you would have felt a little bit unjustified as well. Obviously, not a main Man City fan.
You got to have decisions like that go for you, because there's an element of luck in a knockout competition. And obviously Dortmund would probably feel quite aggrieved over the two legs, because
with
that
Bellingham in the
decision
first
and
half,
then Bellingham in the first leg especially. But that happens in the Champions League. City have definitely got more than the fair share of dodgy decisions in Europe, and every team needs to if they're gonna progress.
And obviously Mara stepped up and secured the penalty. Were you confident with Mara taking a penalty, or after the Anfield situation?
This is Mahrez's only second penalty since that
Anfield one.
And the one he scored was for like Algeria in like a dead rubber
African Cup of Nations
qualifier or something like that. I thought De Bruyne would have took it just because he was the captain and it was a big moment. I thought he would have took it off him, and at first De Bruyne did pick up the ball, and then when it went back, because obviously it didn't show much of who was on the penalty spot, it went back on Mahrez. Mahrez, my God! But you know what? I fair play to anyone who has the bottle to take a penalty in that situation, especially with what had happened with Mahrez in the past. And it was a good enough penalty in the end.
And obviously, because of that, Dortmund then basically found some spaces in their defence, and Man City were able to exploit that. Basically, obviously, Dortmund had to now go on attack, because now, no matter what, it wasn't going to go to. It was going to go to extra time if
they needed a goal again. For extra time.
Basically, they needed a goal. So then 10 minutes later, Phil Foden managed to secure the goal. I thought I went side netting, and then Phil Foden went off celebrating. I was a bit confused myself.
Can I just say, before that as well, De Bruyne went on like a 40-yard.
Oh, I know, and hit it straight.
Gutted he hit it straight at the keeper, because I was just like, oh my God, this is going to be such an iconic goal. But yeah, Phil Foden, as I mentioned before, just the audacity to take that on from the edge of the box. All right, maybe the keeper should have done better at his near post, but the pure power behind the strike, the audacity to take it on. He's a lad who's just absolutely beaming with confidence, and he just feels like he can kind of take on anyone. Yeah. And I tweeted before the game, I'm pretty sure I just added Pep and just went, no matter what you put in this lineup, make sure Foden's in it. And that is the reason. Obviously, he's a big game player.
Probably seen on social media, obviously, Phil Foden's social media team shook hands with Mbappe for your social media. Did that get deleted? Or
yeah, he's not happy, because it was 5 minutes after the full-time whistle, so obviously Foden is nowhere near his phone. And his media team had tweeted, "Are you ready to Kylian Mbappe?" And I mean, come on. From that moment on, City are out. Because, imagine the engagement Mbappe is going to get when he scored that trick at the Parc des Princes and knocked City out. Like, there's no need for it. Just let Foden get on with what he's doing, man. Like, he's.
But this is a completely different topic. Letting your social media teams run Twitter and social media team. The old Victor and Ichibi tweet where he got basically copy and pasted his email link.
Or tweet something like that one.
Yeah.
Jolie and Les got one where he tweeted a picture of a car from his pocket.
What more do you want?
Yeah, no comment. But no, I just
deserved.
On Phil Foden. Oh, deserved. Yeah, over the two legs, definitely City with a better team. I think as a fan of the club, if I looked at them 90 minutes now in isolation without the nerves, I'd see that City were definitely the better team. Obviously, there's parts in the game when you're watching it dead nervous as a fan going, "Oh, we're Dortmund are getting on top here," or Dortmund. But I think over the two legs, City controlled it pretty well. City lost control of that first 10 minutes of the game, maybe down to nerves, maybe down to Dortmund's just high intensity from the off, which you'd expect from a team like that.
But you could all people say if that was possibly a final, Dortmund would have approached it a lot differently.
Of course they would.
Well,
I thought Dortmund had approached the game a lot more differently anyway. I've been told that in the Bundesliga they're very free-flowing and they're always on the attack, but they were very conservative.
They were, yes.
In the game, and I don't think it suited him. I mean, Haaland got as many touches as Ederson in the game, and over the 2 legs, nothing suited Haaland.
No.
He had to drop deep and create that goal the first leg, and then the second leg he didn't get a sniff. I mean, you can say it's down to Diaz and Stones and the way City defended, which you've got to give them credit, I think, but I did also think the way Dortmund played really didn't suit Haaland in the slightest, because he was just so isolated up top. It was impossible.
And also, a lot of the time in that first half as well, there's 11 men behind the ball for Dortmund, as in Erling Haaland was defending bit. Erling Haaland was pressing Gundogan across that basically whole Borussia Dortmund back line.
Yeah.
So if Haaland's not normally supposed to be doing that job, he's supposed to sit in on the last man all the time. For him to be the last man in the defence, like the first man in defence all the way back, it's not good. Didn't suit well for him. But overall, I believe as well from an outside, I felt Man City deserved the win across the legs, especially the chances altogether as well. I mean, looking at that first, obviously it could have been a lot different. That Bellingham goal counted in the first leg.
2 goals would have been massive.
But end of the day, Man City won the
whole complexion of that first game as well changes if Bellingham and Dortmund go 1-0 up.
Yeah.
Because obviously that was before City got the.
It was after. It was, yeah.
So yeah, it'd been 1-1. So the complexion of the game changes massively then. But it's another if but maybe moment. You know what I mean?
Last thing I'll ask you is, what is your first of all prediction right now before anything happens or injuries or anything you see? What's your prediction for PSG? But altogether, the ties.
I think the difference between this tie and the City versus Dortmund and the Bayern Munich versus PSG ties is that both teams will not switch from the way they play.
Right.
Bayern Munich obviously a lot more sort of conservative in the first leg because they had no Lewandowski, and then obviously City with Dortmund, we've just said that Dortmund are a lot more conservative, but these are 2 teams that have brilliant attacks and will want to get on the front foot, especially Madrid. Whether City are a lot more cautious on the break because of City's high line and obviously Mbappe's pure pace and Neymar's pace, whether it's one where they keep Kyle Walker as fresh as possible and rely on his pace for them to go in behind, or City are just a lot more conservative. I think a lot of it about it as well as City's first legs away. So if City can get a positive result away, it may influence the way City approach the second leg.
Right.
There's a bit of an air of sort of togetherness at PSG at the moment.
There seems to be. It looks like it. Yeah.
They've never really made a dent in the Champions League, but the last 2 seasons they've claimed some like really big scalps. I mean, this year they've knocked out Barcelona and Bayern Munich, and the last year they were the same up until the final, and that was just a 1-game shootout, and that was a really boring game.
Dire.
So honestly, it's going to be really, really, really good viewing. Predictions wise, honestly, I know you said it doesn't depend on injuries. It depends on both of the respective forms, what's going on, because obviously PSG are still in the fight for the title, aren't they? Cause
they're not top now, you're right, yeah.
City have got other competitions. They've got a cup final.
Other competitions? You mean every competition?
Well, every competition. So I think it depends on the time, but if Mbappe is firing, I think PSG might be a bit too much in attack for City. Looking at it first of all and the way PSG are playing at the moment, but equally if City turn up on the day, I think with City the psychological barrier of getting past the Champions League quarter-final may positively impact them, because now they can go on and play with freedom. You know what I mean? Obviously that's not going to happen in a Pep, but psychologically they've got to the semi-final now, so it's another step forward in terms of European competition.
Isn't both of those legs as well? Man City seemed very, very timid at the first 15 minutes again.
Nervous. They're just nervous. You could tell the way they were giving the ball away in the first 15 minutes. And the difference between this game and previous times is they've not let conceding a goal get their head down,
right?
Which is like really impressive. And obviously it's to do with, they've got more leaders in the side and stuff, and they're more confident in the defence than they have been in previous seasons. So the tie for City relies on Ruben Diaz and John Stones or Aymeric Laporte or whoever it is at the back and Kyle Walker. no chance. having really, really good games.
Right.
Because if they can keep Mbappe and Neymar as quiet as they kept Haaland, City could.
I'm going to go for a prediction. I'm going to go 1-1 both legs, and I'm going to go penalties at the Etihad.
Wow.
For the Champions League. That's my prediction.
Well,
I reckon.
that means PSG are going through because City can't take a penalty.
Well, there we go. Let's find out. But I reckon it'll go to penalties. I can't tell you on the penalties. But if in Harry's case, PSG going through on penalties, and what's your overall prediction? I'm going 2-2 overall. Obviously, 1-1 each leg. I'm going for.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really cagey 0-0 out in the Parc des Princes.
Right.
And then in the second leg, it could
be anything.
Explode.
5-5.
Yeah. And I reckon I'm going to right now I'm going to be the most pessimistic person ever. I'm going to go 3-2 PSG in the second leg.
Right. Okay.
But if I was looking at it from a City perspective, I'm thinking, how can City win? They've got to get an away goal out in the Parc des Princes, even if it's 1-1, like you said.
Yeah.
At least they've got that away goal then, and they've got something to hang on to at the Etihad. And then obviously if they get a goal at the Etihad, it's even better. Quick question about these home and away legs. If you were in the Champions League, would you prefer to play? Yeah, imagine. Would you prefer to play at home first or second?
I think I'd rather play away first.
Away first.
I think. Oh, actually, I don't know.
It's hard, isn't it? It's a hard question.
I think. Oh, actually, no. I reckon I'm playing home first because away second. I think you realise playing away, there's a lot less pressure on you because you know that basically your goals are doubled, kind of thing.
How big the away goals are? It was like 1 goal for City.
So you were saying, if say the first leg finished 0-0 at PSG, then you're in trouble straight away, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I mean,
because any draw they're through.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. The onus is on City in the first leg to get the first goal. So that's why I think it'd be to get the goal, the away goal. So I think it'd be very cagey. I remember when City last played PSG in the knockouts and they went through. City got 2-2, a 2-2 draw away at Paris. Something like that would be fantastic for City.
At the moment, I've seen as well the current schedule that are currently come out at the moment. You're playing Tottenham on the Sunday, and they're playing PSG on the Tuesday. Obviously, I think that's going to change.
Yeah, they've changed it to Wednesday.
So there we go, straight away. But playing an FA Cup semi-final, a Carabao Cup final, and then a semi-final Champions League.
Semi-final this weekend. Villa in midweek in the league, then then a Carabao Cup final, and then PSG.
Out of those 3 games, which one would you rather win the most? Would you rather get the silverware done straight away with Carabao Cup? Would you rather make sure you get through the semi? Or do you reckon?
What if I could only win one of the 3?
Yeah.
I'd rather win the Champions League first leg.
Okay.
Even
if you might lose the second leg completely. I'm saying, say you win the Carabao, you automatically got a trophy, haven't you?
Yeah, I suppose. I love the Carabao, mate.
There we go.
But no, I just think that the Champions League is, and you'd fancy City in a one-off against Real Madrid or Chelsea, wouldn't you? In a one-off game.
Well, we've got a quick prediction as well. If you want for the other game, what do you reckon's going throughout that Chelsea Real Madrid game? Because I don't really know.
That's going to be a really good game as well. I'm really excited to watch that. What I've been really impressed with Real Madrid is their tournament experience.
Yes.
Like they were never ever
in the hat thinking for favourites, are they?
Yeah, and not just that, but I never went into that Liverpool Madrid game thinking Madrid have got far too good quality here for Liverpool to.
You think Liverpool are going to win?
They've just not just that. Madrid have got so much tournament experience, big game experience, that they just use that experience to the max against Liverpool. I can see them doing it against Chelsea as well. So if I had to pick, I would rather take Chelsea in the final. But obviously, you're going to learn a lot more. It's going to be interesting the semi-final this weekend.
Yes.
Who kind of lays the cards on the table and been like, if we play each other in the final.
Oh, true. I forgot you playing. Yeah, true. Forgot about that.
That's the first time Tuchel and Pep are going to meet as well. So.
Right. Well, on that note, thank you for watching. Obviously, this video is going to go out first on the channel. We've done very review before this, but obviously this one's going to go first.
Let me know, because I'm interested. I'm going to put this as a clip on TikTok. But do you think Phil Foden should be mentioned in the bracket with Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland as like them 3 as like the best 3 youngsters in the world? Obviously, Mbappe has done it on a World Cup final, so he's probably number 1. But I still think he should be mentioned in that bracket. That's how good he is, and he's proven it on the big stage now as well. But I might just be being completely unreasonable, so I'd like to know what you think.
On that note, thank you very much for 100 subscribers as well. That's much appreciated. Obviously, you can check all our podcasts that are going to be out on Spotify. This isn't going to be on Spotify. It's only a little.
We've got a podcast coming up, don't we?
Yeah, we have. That's going to be on Spotify very soonish after this video. So, hope you guys enjoy, and we'll chat on the next video. Thank you very much.